With Siege now in year 7, a lot has changed since release. In today's video, I'm going to give you the ultimate beginner guide to make learning this game the easiest it can be for you. Rainbow Six Siege is a one-of-a-kind FPS game with the steepest learning curve I have experienced. With over 60 operators, you are going to find yourself confused and your first hours will be brutal. I can promise you that I'm going to make this a little bit easier for you, and once you have the game under your thumb, you'll fall in love with it. Trust me, we've all been there. Now I know I can ramble on a bit, so have a look at the timestamps and go to the section that you want to hear about. Now what is Siege? Rainbow Six Siege is a 5v5 competitive shooter where attackers carry a diffuser to destroy the defenders' bombs. Attackers can win by planting the diffuser and preventing it from being disabled, or by killing all the defenders. And defenders can win by killing all the attackers, or if the attackers have planted, you can then destroy the diffuser. Each round has 3 phases. The pick phase, where you choose your operator, the prep and drone phase, and the action phase, where you play the game. The action phase is a 3-minute round where you attack or defend in 3 round rotations. To win the game, it's first to 4, or if you tie 3-3, you go to overtime, where you now rotate attack and defense every round, and then it's first to 5.
Let's go!
How to attack? Let's look at attacking. Your priority when attacking is to take map control, burn through defender utility, and inevitably plant the diffuser. Planning your attack starts in the pick phase. A general rule of thumb is that you'll pretty much always need a hard breacher. These are operators like Maverick, Ace, Hibana, and Thermite. These operators can breach any reinforced wall, making your attack onto the site easier. In the drone phase, your job is to drive around the map and find the bomb site. Don't waste your drone, however, because you'll still want to use that later. Be sure to place it in a safe place. Once the action phase starts, you want to start making your way towards the bomb site. You're given 2 drones, the one you used earlier and saved, hopefully, and another in your pocket. Using your drones, you should gather intel of the defenders and their utility, taking rooms out one by one. But don't waste too much time, remember you only have 3 minutes. On your way to the site, you should also make sure to shoot default cameras to limit the defender's information. And once inside the objective, you want to plant the diffuser, which starts a new timer of 45 seconds, where you have to prevent the defenders from destroying it. Next, looking at defense, you think that defending means killing all the attackers, but you can also win off time. By this, I mean not letting the attackers plant the diffuser. Like attack, planning starts in the pick phase. A general rule for defense is that you'll always need an anti-projectile operator like Jaeger, Wamai, or Aruni. And on top of that, a wall denial operator like Bandit, Cade, or Mute. In the preparation phase, your job is to place down utility and reinforce any necessary walls. Reinforcements should be prioritised to the outside walls and almost never between the 2 bomb sites. Instead, you should create a rotation to allow smooth movement between the sites for you. Once the action phase starts, remember that you have more intel than the attackers. These are your default cameras. You want to use these to find out where the attackers are coming from and slow them down. If the attackers do get into the site and plant, remember the round isn't over and you can still win by killing the remaining attackers and disabling the diffuser. Every operator has different primary utility, however there is only a number of secondary util. Each are different from attack and defense, but you need to be aware of both. Let's take a look at some very common utility. On attack, you have flashbangs, grenade, claymores, breach charges, and smoke grenades. Majority of these speak for themselves on what they do. For some tips, flashbangs can be used for burning anti-projectile defender gadgets, like Jaeger ADSs and Wamai magnets. This will then allow for grenades to be thrown. Breach charges can not only break walls, but also floors which can open hatches or holes to allow you to play vertical angles, which defenders won't be expecting. On defence, you have barbed wire, impacts, C4, proximity alarms, and bulletproof cameras. Impacts can be used to make rotates between sites if your team do not have a shotgun, and proxy alarms should be placed in positions that attackers would be pushing from. Now, the bulletproof is definitely underrated among new players. These can only be destroyed by shooting the very thin side or using projectiles. They can also look around a 180-degree angle, providing you with even more intel. What makes Siege different from other FPS games is that it has a one-shot headshot mechanic, meaning that aiming at head height is very important. As a new player, you tend to aim more towards the floor, meaning that you'll be shooting players in the legs and taking more time to kill. If you want to learn how to improve your aim, you can check out this video. The link is in description below. All your guns are fully customizable, so make sure to take a couple minutes and set up your operators. Put on some attachments like scopes and barrels, and this will make your experience smoother. When you are just starting to play, you won't know the maps as it's now year 7, there is a lot of them. Don't worry too much about this, you'll learn this as you go. You'll develop game sense the more you play, but expect to die over and over again, but it's all learning. At first you'll have no clue where the other players are coming from, and this is why information is your best friend. Remember them default cameras that we were speaking about. But that's it, without trying to confuse you too much, this is the most I can give you. If you enjoyed the video and it helped you out, please consider subscribing, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.